Oh, silence. Hey guys, welcome back. It's your girl Toya T. Don't mind my hair. I'm just relaxing in my house. I wanted to start chronicling. I think I should have done it earlier, but let me stop rambling. First of all, I am making my first trip to Asia next week, and I'm super freaking excited. I'm going to actually Japan. I'm going to Japan as a graduation present to myself for finishing my PhD program. At the same time, one of my friends lives in Japan with her husband, who's stationed there. He's in the Marines, and I thought this would be a great time to go visit during my spring break from teaching, especially after this horrible winter we've had in Boston, where it's been snowy, 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 and who knows when the next time we're actually going to see our grass and lawns and sidewalks and streets fully, because we have snow piled on top of snow on top of snow. But anyway, I wanted to start chronicling before I leave. This is a week and a day before I leave, and I'll be making a little bit more of a few more videos as I'm preparing for it, and I think it'll be kind of helpful for others who are thinking about doing international trips. This is actually not my first international trip, but most of my traveling has been done in the Caribbean, where my family's from, and I go on a yearly Caribbean cruise with my family. So I do a lot of traveling in that area, and now I've actually also been to my first real overseas trip was when I went to Nairobi, Kenya, and other parts of Kenya too, for one of my best friends' wedding reception, and that was absolutely awesome. And that was my first international overseas, like not international, but overseas trip, and my first long plane flight. So this is my second, and this one is going to be a little bit different. I think the Africa one was a lot longer because I had to cut off by my iPad not having enough memory and storage. Okay, this is take two, but as I was saying, this is a different trip because I obviously could not take a direct flight from here to Kenya for my first overseas trip. I actually had to, I flew out of New York, which if you live in the Boston area, that's probably tip number one about doing international trips, is that you should also look at nearby airports. For those in the Boston area, New York is always cheaper than flying out of Boston unless there is a airline that has a hub here that, would have directed you to Boston anyway. But in the case of Japan, and for when I went over to Kenya, I ended up flying out of the New York area airports. For my my Kenya trip, I flew from Newark Airport to London, and then London to Nairobi. And for this upcoming trip to Japan, I'm flying from JFK straight direct to Tokyo, Japan. 14-hour flight. And I'm doing a lot of research now as I'm preparing for my trip on how to pack light, because I'm an overpacker. I've been socialized to be an overpacker because I was raised by an overpacker. My mother is a big overpacker, and it comes out of it comes out of her need to be completely overprepared. So we always have a lot of stuff in our pantry when I was growing up, and so she's always, when she travels, wants to make sure that she doesn't have to buy extra stuff when she goes somewhere. So she makes sure that she has everything. So you'd find in her suitcase like tissue boxes and, first aid kits and all kinds of stuff that you possibly could buy where, in your destination, but she wants to have it just in case. And so I've always been that way. And when I went to Kenya, I made the huge mistake of taking my big suitcase, and it wasn't bad, but I think I had way more outfits than I actually needed. And I think I had two suitcases. I had a carry-on suitcase and my big suitcase to be checked, and that's just a lot for the trip that I made. I made a 10-day trip, and this is also a 10-day trip I'm making to Japan. So I'm actually trying to not overpack, and my good friend sent me some articles. I mean, I'm 31 years old, and I still have to learn how to pack a suitcase. And so I'm trying to travel with a carry-on luggage piece, a 21-inch luggage piece that could fit in an overhead bin. And then I just recently bought a smaller under-the-seat luggage piece by Nicole Miller, which is like super stylish and has tons of like pockets and stuff. And I'll show you guys videos as I'm packing and some things that I'm learning on how to not be an overpacker for international flights. So this is just pretty much the beginning of my videos. There's more to come. I'll do stuff on my packing. I'll do stuff on how I found my flights if you're interested on that. And I'll also do stuff on how I saved money on the different parts of my trip. And then I'll also show you guys videos as I make my way to New York and then my way to Tokyo. And then when I'm there and some of the things I'm getting to experience and when I get back. So this will be a whole travel series over the next the rest of this month. So I hope you guys will enjoy it, and I will see you guys later. Let me know if there's anything in particular that you want me to talk about. But I'm super excited about this trip, and it's actually not that expensive. And I will talk more about that when I talk about how I found my flights and my hotel. So see you guys later. Bye.